Hi guys, it's Woojin here, and today I'm going to be sharing with you some unpopular K-pop opinions. I haven't posted in a while because my exams are going on and because I'm lazy. And since because of that, I'm making another video that is being prepared. And I'm also going to be releasing this video, which is an unpopular K-pop opinions video. Also, these unpopular K-pop opinions are my most triggering yet so far because I've released other opinions that were really triggering, but I feel that these opinions are the most triggering ones I've released yet. So I hope that you're respectful in the comments, and I hope that you don't hate me for my opinions, because these are honest opinions that I feel in the K-pop industry and about music in K-pop and stuff. So I hope you enjoy, and this is not a hate to any of the people mentioned or anything. This is just my opinions. So yeah, I hope you enjoy, and let's get into the video. So the first opinion is an opinion I've already talked about before plenty of times, but I want to talk about it again because people don't pay attention to ballads as much anymore as they used to do in the past. Like, I know there are some people who love ballad songs, but like ballad songs and beautiful songs and chill songs are not appreciated as much anymore. Like, people pay so much attention to iconic pop songs or iconic dance tracks or songs with iconic choreographies, memorable hits and stuff, and bops, that people forget about the ballad songs, the more chill songs, the more beautiful vibe songs exist. Like, I get it that you want iconic choreographies, iconic songs, iconic MVs and stuff, but there should be at least sometimes where you appreciate, um, you know, slow songs or beautifully vibe songs or more vocal songs. Like, if you take members from big groups, like if you take members from Super Junior and EXO, when they release solo songs, they release more beautiful kind of songs, but those views are not as high as views from their group tracks and all, because they release bop songs. Take someone like Hwasa. Hwasa's LMM is not even reached 10 million views yet. It's below 10 million views. But her song Maria has already passed 100 million plus views. Take someone like Wendy. Wendy's song Like Water is a more beautiful vibe song. It's only at 11 million views, while their songs like Russian Roulette and Psycho as a group has passed 100 million views. And it's honestly so sad to see that people pay so much attention to iconic bops that they forget the ballad songs exist, and they don't really hype up ballad songs anymore as they used to do in the past. Like, if you look in the past, there's Ailey's Heaven, and there's soloists like Gina, and there's plenty of groups and all that release beautiful songs like 21's Goodbye, and those songs were beautiful, and yet they have amazing views. Like, they have past 50 million views. Like, Ailey's Heaven is almost close to 100 million views. It's like 80 something million. And Goodbye by 21 is like 50 plus million views. And those views are amazing. But people don't really pay attention to ballads as much anymore, and they go underrated. Like, what's so bad about ballads and beautiful tracks? First, you'll go like a group is talentless, and then when a group releases a song that showcases their talent, or don't pay attention to it. So, what's the point of asking for groups to show their vocals more and to prove they're talented, when you don't even listen to the songs that show the talent? You'll only listen to the songs that have a lot of vocal editing to make it sound good, or stuff like that. And it's annoying to me how so many ballad songs go underrated nowadays, even from big groups and artists from popular groups and soloists from popular groups. It's so sad to see that, because people don't want to give views to ballad songs. Like, Hwasa's LMM needs to be highly viewed, and Wendy's Like Water, and so many songs are going underrated day by day, and they're so amazingly well done and stuff, and people don't really pay attention to it. It's honestly so sad, and people should pay attention to more ballad songs and more beautiful songs, as well as they pay attention to iconic songs with iconic choreographies and stuff. So the next opinion is that Blackpink's Western collabs have been really bad, bland, plain, and boring, except for Dua Lipa's collab with Kiss and Make Up, because Dua Lipa is the only artist that collabed with Blackpink that sounded good on a K-pop song. Like, if you take Sour Candy and if you take Ice Cream, both those songs were really amazing when I first heard it, and I really like Sour Candy's instrumental. But then when I heard it properly for the second time, both the songs have ended up being plain, bland, and boring. And even though those songs are plain, bland, and boring, I would have still liked them, because I really like plain, bland, and boring songs. Mean, like songs with just normal instrumentals that aren't iconic, and normal singing that aren't iconic, and choreographies that are just simple. So I don't really care for iconic songs. I don't really care if the song is really plain, bland, and boring as long as it's good. But Sa Candy and what's that song? Ice Cream were really bad for me. Like Lady Gaga released Rain on Me and Stupid Love, which were both iconic songs, iconic bops, amazing instrumentals, everything. And I loved both those songs. But like Sa Candy, even though the instrumental was good, the song was really plain, bland, and boring. They all sang really well, but it just sounded really plain, bland, and boring. And like it sounds like Lady Gaga was just doing the collab, to for cloud of reviews because the song didn't really flow well, and it sounded like it was just rushed and stuff. Like even with Ice Cream featuring Selena Gomez, like Lovesick Girls, Pretty Savage, even though I didn't like Pretty Savage, and Love to Hate Me, You Never Know, these songs were so amazing. And even if you take the other song from the album, that is Bet You Wanna featuring Cardi B, like Cardi B is one of the more better rappers in the American music scene, but Bet You Wanna was so boring. Even her rap was boring. Like Cardi B released songs like Money Talk, Bodak Yellow, and released songs like I Like It, and released songs like WAP featuring Megan Thee Stallion, and were featured in songs like Motorsport and plenty of other songs. But like Bet You Wanna was such a boring song. The instrumental was so plain. I can't believe that Sa Candy, Ice Cream, and Bet You Wanna had such boring instrumentals, and the song and the singing and everything were boring. Like at least Sa Candy is a little bit bearable for me because it's a little bit more better song than Ice Cream and Bet You Wanna. But all three songs were really boring. The only reason I like Dua Lipa's one was, as I said earlier, she flows really well with singing with K-pop artists. Like even if you take her Hwasa collab for the physical remix, which was way better than the original, I didn't like the original. It still flowed really well. Like both of them sounded really good together because they have more deeper kind of softer toned voice with some power in it. So Dua Lipa really sounded amazing on Kiss and Makeup. The instrumental was nice because she flows really well when she sings with K-pop artists or when she collabs with other people. So that's why I think that hers was the best because Selena Gomez's collab with Blackpink seemed really weird because her vocals and stuff didn't match with Blackpink. Same with Lady Gaga, she sounded more robotic on the track and didn't sound that good. And Cardi B's collab, like even if Cardi B collabed with Blackpink, it would have sounded good if they, released a proper song with an amazing rap, like an iconic song. Like if you take Idol's remix featuring Nicki Minaj, even though it was just a remix version featuring Nicki Minaj, it was still iconic. I don't listen to BTS or like them, but still I heard the re-rap in that and it was iconic and amazing. Like it was so good, even if I don't like Idol as BTS songs, but still the rap was iconic. So if you take that and compare it with an original song that is Bet You Wanna, a completely English song, the rap and everything about it was completely bland and boring, and I don't like that song. And Blackpink's Western collabs have just been really bad for me, except for Kiss and Makeup, and they should step it up when it comes to collabing with Western artists because they're the top GG in the world. The next opinion is that I've given up trying to stand Stray Kids. Like I'm a girl group stan, you'll already know that, and I listen to boy groups as well. But there are a bunch of boy groups that I want to stand, popular and underrated. And Stray Kids were more on my standing them list than unstanding them because even though I didn't like songs like Side Effects, God's Menu, and My Pace and District 9 and a bunch of their songs, I liked a lot of the other songs like Miro is my ultimate Stray Kids favorite song of mine, and then Elevator, Astronaut, and I Like You. Oh, I forgot what it was called, and plenty of other songs that I love. So I loved a lot of the songs more than I hated them, and I wanted to stand them. But I've given up trying to stand them because of the whole Woojin incident. Like when Woojin's fake scandal happened, people hated on him and stuff, which is understandable because nobody knew if the truth it was true or it was false. But now that his scandal has been debunked and it's all fake, people still hate on people for supporting Woojin. Like stays, a lot of stays hate on people for supporting Woojin. They make memes about him, and whenever I see comments on the Stray Kids OT8 remake versions of the songs without Woojin since he left, people always leave comments like, Stray Kids featuring that one backup dancer, or this sounds better, or, Woojin never fit, or this like that. And also, I see people saying now OT8 is kind of shady when in fact that it's not shady, and there are 8 members, so obviously it will be OT8 and not OT9 because Woojin left the group. And because of these small things and because of other things that they did, like causing people to harm themselves just because they support Woojin, and doing all these bad things, it made me not want to stand Stray Kids. And I know it's a stupid reason not wanting to stand a group because of how toxic the fandom is, but I'm scared because I support Woojin and I know that he's an angel. And if I were to stand Stray Kids and if I were to, be a supportive Woojin stan, a cub, and stan Stray Kids as well, that I would get so much of hate that I would have to, stop being a Stray Kids fan because people in the Stray Kids fandom are so toxic. I know other fans are toxic as well, and there are other fandoms who are toxic, but I'm talking about Stray Kids particularly because of the Woojin situation. Like, I wanted to stand them because they had good music, but now I'm trying to not stand them, even though I know a few members. I know Seungmin, I know Bangchan, I know Felix, and I know Hyunjin and Woojin, and few more members. I don't know all of them, but now I don't want to stand them because of how toxic the fandom is and how scared I am being a cub and a Woojin stan of how much hate I could get from people who still want to believe he's a bully and bullied his members. Like, it's really scaring me. I will continue trying to debunk saying that Woojin is a good angel and a good soul, but I will never try to stand Stray Kids because of how scared I am of the fandom coming to attack me, because people all have been getting attacked by the fandom for supporting Woojin, and I'm scared that the same similar things could happen to me and I could get really, scared and depressed and stuff, and I'm really scared for that. So that's why I've given up standing Stray Kids, only because the fandom is becoming more and more toxic day by day because of the Woojin situation. So the next opinion is that I Can't Stop Me is unmemorable and it's forgettable for me. And when I first listened to it, I actually did like it and I thought that the song was nice and 80s themed and stuff. But like, I find it uniconic and memorable, and I found it uniconic and unmemorable when I first heard it. Like, when I heard it, I actually did like it, as I said, but I found it that it wasn't as iconic as More and More, Feel Special, or the older tracks like Cheer Up, Yes Oh Yes, Fancy, and even the B-sides. But the reasons why I don't find this iconic was because of the song itself. Like, there are some iconic parts that I find, like Jonghyun, My Bias's high notes in the last chorus, and the Whiskey Whiskey Wiggy Wiggy, This Is an Emergency, and that whole rapid day and Jaeyoung and Momo. And a lot of parts I find iconic in the song, but the whole song as a whole is just unmemorable for me. And it could be iconic and memorable for you, so please don't attack me just because I find the song unmemorable. Like, I didn't like it as much, and I feel like the 80s concept did suit them, but it wasn't a great choice to come back with an 80s concept, even though it was popular back in 2020, and a lot of groups like G Friend, BTS, and TXT, and Everglow, and then groups in 2021 like ICU and Rocket Punch and Promise 9, I think, also did it. So these groups did it, but I don't feel like every group should be doing a concept just because it's popular. Mainly because I feel like that there are certain girl groups who do certain concepts amazingly. So if every girl group were to do a trend just because it's popular to get views, then it's fine if you're like a smaller group and you do the trend because it's will get you popularity and stuff. But I don't feel like every girl group should do a trend just because it's popular, because there are certain girl groups who fit a certain trend, and there are certain girl groups who fit a certain concept. So supposing if like the summer concept is being popular in a certain year, that doesn't mean every single girl group and boy group should do a summer concept because it's popular, because not every girl group and boy group would pull off a summer concept amazingly. So that's why I thought that I Can't Stop Me was a little less iconic and unmemorable for me, because it seems like a forgettable track, and it wasn't a good choice for Twice to do an 80s concept. And I just wish that they released other songs besides that as a title track. And it's not a bad song for me. I really love the English version of this because the English version sounds so much better, and it sounds like it could be a perfect English song. But like, just like Dua Lipa's Physical, this song wasn't as good for me because they have similar vibes, since they're both 80 songs and they both have like similar beats and structures and stuff. So both these songs, I'm comparing them because both these songs I didn't like as much, and I liked like their remix and English versions. So same with Dua Lipa's Physical. This song was uniconic and unmemorable because it wasn't a good choice. As I said, not everyone is perfect in doing a concept and shouldn't do a concept just because it's popular. And that's what I feel like Twice did, because they just did this concept because it was getting popular. And that's the main reason. The choreography, on the other hand, was amazing, and so was the MV. So I really liked the MV and the choreography and the English version and the way they sounded live. But besides that, the song is a big no-no for me. So the last opinion I have of the day is my most triggering opinion yet out of all the unpopular K-pop opinions videos I released since the starting of my channel. And I know I said this whole video has triggering opinions, it does. But this opinion in particular is the most triggering out of all my opinions since the start of my channel and even before my KTube channel when I released unpopular opinions on my main channel. And the opinion is that there is no difference between unpopular K-pop and popular K-pop in terms of MVs. There is no difference between big companies or better budgeted companies and small companies in terms of MVs. All girl groups, boy groups, soloists, bands and all release MVs, and the only difference I can see is in terms of budget and camera quality. Like if you take better budgeted groups and big company groups, the only thing that makes the MV stand out is unnecessary effects and expensive props and stuff like that. They all shoot in certain locations that are viewed to the public that any girl group and boy group and stuff could shoot at, and then they add insane amounts of props and effects, MV effects in it. Like if you take smaller groups who release amazing MVs or bad quality MVs, if you take groups like Lime Soda with their song Wave, Flashy with Talk, Girl Crush with Memories, and Busters with some scenes of Pinky Promise and Busy Boys with Question, and Black Swan with Tonight. All of them released MVs with different scenes and stuff, and they were all normal, realistic kind of MVs with different scenes. And all of these MVs were shot in the same location. Same with popular groups, they don't really have anything that stands out in their MVs. They shoot at a location, and the only thing that makes their MV stand out is the effects they add in it and the props they add in it, all the expensive effects and props. Even with better budgeted groups, you see that. So there's nothing that makes a popular group or an underrated group from a better company stand out in terms of MV than a smaller group that cannot produce an amazing MV. The only thing that makes them stand out is the camera quality and the budget. So for people who think the MV is amazing and special and stuff, which is completely false. If you think the MV is special for a certain aspect or because of a certain reason, then it's fine. But if you say that it's amazing and and you get wow and this and that, it's kind of weird because girl groups and boy groups, soloist bands, whatever, from big companies and small companies and better budgeted companies all release the same kind of MVs. It just depends upon the budget, the camera, and it depends upon the props and the same amount of effects the company adds for it to get popular. The only reason these groups they get even views is because not only because of their iconic songs, because all groups release amazing songs, but it's also because of how the MV is made. Like if you look at some groups, they get views even with the shooting a normal MV, but it just depends upon the camera quality. Like there is nothing special about MVs, and that a lot of groups and soloist bands and duo groups, etc., get views because of the camera quality and how they make the MV. They don't get views for anything else. So it just proves that the only difference between these MVs are the camera quality and the budget. People only care about that. So if a group is adding a insane amount of effects and having expensive props and stuff, that doesn't make the MV amazing. It just makes the MV stand out to people because of how insane the effects and all are that make the MV. If you remove the effects from the MV will just be plain bland and boring, or it will just be a more realistic kind of MV, and it won't be super amazing. It will just be a normal MV. So what I'm trying to say is that every K-pop group, soloist band, duo group, etc., release normal MVs, and all MVs from each and every person in K-pop is the same. It just depends upon how the budget is and how the camera quality is. Besides that, every single MV is literally the same thing, and there's nothing special about bigger, better company groups, MVs in comparison to smaller company groups or smaller company bands and soloists. Everyone releases amazing bops. Everyone releases amazing MVs. Everyone releases MVs that are the same, and it only the popular groups and stuff stand out because of their effects and how they make the MVs and the props and stuff. So guys, that's it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope that you sub to me because I'll be releasing more videos soon. And also I'm sorry for the last two opinions. That is the twice opinion about I Can't Stop Me and the MV opinion. I didn't know how to explain them well, but I wanted to add these opinions because I added them only because of the fact that I had these opinions and I was thinking about them. So when I think of an opinion, I think about it completely, but then when I want to add it into words and stuff and speak about it, my mind goes blank and I don't know how to really word it. So I'm really sorry for that. And I hope that you enjoy the videos that I upload. And I hope that my unpopular K-pop opinions videos are not boring you, because I release a lot of the unpopular K-pop opinions videos a lot of the time. And I don't release it because I want views. I release it because of the fact that I have so many different opinions in K-pop and I really love doing opinion based videos or more speaking based videos. So that's why I release them. So thank you for watching and stay safe, wash your hands, keep cool, and only go out when necessary. Bye, take care, and cue outro.
I'm falling again.